We've covered a lot of stories over the years of black children, black men, and also black women suffering at the hands of those who have racist ideology because natural black hair triggers them. It's so strange and weird to me and many others that the natural hair of a black person just really gets underneath their skin. It's been a long history of that when you had the Tinyon laws, where black women had to cover their hair. There's been a lot of laws about braiding, about wearing locks. No other group of people deals with this but black folk. Well, the question that we always like to present is, what is it with black people's hair that just bother you so much? And if you were really bothered with black people's hair so much, then why do you always try to go out of your way to touch a black person's hair? Which is something that you're invading their personal space. You don't go touch anyone else's hair. I posted a video a while back where you had a black woman just standing there in line, and the Caucasian female just go over there and just start stroking her hair like she knew her or something, and feel like she had a right to do that, and thought it was like strange that the black woman told her something about touching her hair. Now you have a sister by the name of Brittany Noble-Jones. She was a journalist at WJTV in Mississippi. Now she was fired and she was harassed for her unprofessional natural hair, and she was pressured to look like a beauty queen and told she was a difficult employee. Now, they say that natural hair is unprofessional. Who came up with that standard? See, you say that it's unprofessional, but I don't think you know even what a professional is. Because what's unprofessional is someone that probably got a bunch of crazy colors in their hair on the news. That's not professional. What's not professional is someone on the news with a bunch of face tattoos and a bunch of neck tattoos. That's not professional. Or a bunch of piercings that just, something that doesn't belong really on the news. I can even understand that to a point. But it's just a natural hair to grow out of someone's head. That's not unprofessional. Not at all. Why is it you don't tell white women and white men that their natural hair is not professional? You see, to us, it's like a lot of y'all have a lot of hate and also jealousy at the same time. Because black people can do so many different things with their hair, and a lot of those who hate us, they just mad they can't do that. Now, she also stated that she was unfairly terminated for filing complaints against her abusive bosses. Now, she was a 2015 Emerging Journalist of the Year by the National Association of Black Journalists, and for her interview that aired on KMOV TV, CBS affiliate St. Louis, with the mother of Michael Brown in Ferguson, she was hired at WJTV to co-host the morning news. So her coverage of what happened in Ferguson got her the job, which would have been a good thing if they was on the up and up. She said in the beginning it was a normal work environment, but after she volunteered to appear on the company-wide promo in March 2017, her boss told her, "People here think you're into yourself." But he wouldn't give me specifics, she stated. So even if she was into herself, what that got to do with you? Is she doing her job, right? Now, she said the 32-year-old was newly pregnant, but after a negative review, she felt uncomfortable telling her bosses. So she tried harder at work, but noticed that she was being treated differently than her colleagues. That happens to us all the time. Many of her news pitches, timely stories about race relations in Mississippi were passed over, and because they were not for all people, according to them. Well, you have to understand, you're in Mississippi. They still lynching black people in Mississippi. I mean, that Mississippi is extremely backwoods. So do you really think they want the black woman keep highlighting the issue with race in Mississippi? They like being ignorant like that over there. Now, she stated that she pitched a story about a former NFL player who became a doctor and saw on internal company notes that it was for an African-American audience. And then she said that no, it's really just a sports story. Now, she couldn't attend breast cancer awareness events because they said they became concerned that her personal brand on social media was a distraction. So, I mean, they just been messing with this sister all the way around. They got to the point when she started wearing her natural hair that wanted to pressure her to get rid of it. So she said, well, forget it, I'll start wearing a wig. But after time, she started doing some mentoring with some young black girls. And she felt that, why am I hiding my hair underneath this wig? I should wear my hair naturally. And if they don't like it, oh well, that's their problem. And that's the same way I feel with the situation. You know, why is it that our people got to be conforming ourselves to one group of people? We're not on their plantation, and that's how we should think. If we want to wear locks, we want to wear afros, knots, or anything else we want to wear, we should be able to do that. That comes out of our natural heritage, part of our culture and our heritage. Our heritage isn't to conform and listen to what the children of the slave master has to say. Now, the sister had filed her complaints with the EEOC, but things are slowed down right now due to government shutdown, so she still has to wait on that. Now, she went from working at the news stations to a Michael Kors part-time out there in New York, but she's doing some freelance reporting. Now, she also has a 2-year-old, but they say the son's staying with the father, right? Which is a good thing. And also, she kind of started a GoFundMe to help with, you know, her particular expenses. But it's the thing. Black women is always attacked constantly about their hair. And this is why, you know, people who make videos all the time about weave and talking about weave this and weave that, where, you know, some women can't afford to get fired like that. They can't. They live paycheck to paycheck like most people in this country. So a lot of times they will conform. They will get hair extensions because that's what makes white folks comfortable. It's hair extensions. The afros and all that don't make them comfortable. No. So this is why at times we have to really pay attention and give the sisters, you know, their space to deal with these issues, because we as black men don't deal with the hair issue. We really don't, unless you're just growing out some dreads. We don't deal with it. So we got to understand the situation of how these white supremacists are always trying to attack the look of a black woman. It doesn't make sense. They have their own people to be looking after, but that's not what they do. They wouldn't be a white supremacist if they weren't obsessed with black people in every way, shape, or form. I pray that this sister get on with someone that's going to take care of her and pay her what she's definitely worth. But we will keep highlighting these stories, ladies and gentlemen, because every fiber of our being is always scrutinized, hated. It's always a problem. And we have to keep pointing this stuff out so we can get for real with the situation, because we can end this, we can, but we have to make some major moves in the process, which wouldn't take us hard to make these moves. But we need to make them to minimize or even not even deal with racism at all.